Well, on this episode of Hollywood Ruining Everything That We Know and Love, we have a Quiet Place 3 trailer. This one's called Day 1, which obviously means it's going to be the first day of this invasion. And I think the sequels are making this original concept that was really fantastic, really dumb now. I always hate when a trailer has the previous movies in it, as if that's the selling point. It's like when the Marvel's trailer had the events of Endgame, and you're like, why the fuck would Thanos be involved in the Marvels? And he absolutely wasn't, so they just showed it in there for some ridiculous reason. They just put this in there so you're like, hey, remember the first one? That was really good, right? We're gonna give you that again. Yeah, the first 10 seconds of this was the first movie. Good job. And then the sequel comes out that kind of removes the rules of the first one. I'll get into that after this trailer's over. Hey, remember when they got rid of John Krasinski and just made John Krasinski again, but with Cillian Murphy? I have the oddest feeling that this cat is not going to make it to the end of the movie. Also, what the fuck did they do to Lupita Nyong'o? I hate when they have her in really short hair. She looks fantastic with longer hair. Okay, here is the biggest problem I have with the sequel, and obviously the biggest problem I'm having here, though. We don't need this explained. We didn't need to see how these things got there. That at no point of watching the first one was like, oh yeah, how did these monsters that can't see, that could only hear, get to this planet, though? Now you're going to show me there's 100 meteorites falling down, and each one of them has all these monsters on it. Like, how did they get here? What were they all shot from? Is it like with Thanos in Infinity War, where he has these giant pods filled with all these ravenous beasts, and they're just shooting at Wakanda to kill everyone? Like, what exactly is it? Are we going to get almost like an Independence Day 2, where we get to see the Queen alien and she explains her plan to everyone? Stupid idea. I don't believe that an alien race that is comprised of nothing but killing the first thing they hear can possibly navigate space travel. It just... We've seen zero intelligence from these things. They're just rabid dogs, and that's it. Zero organization from any of them. There is no way that cat's making it out of this movie. Too much. It's too much. Remember the first one? How it was this really grounded family story about survival, and it was focused on the families, and it wasn't this run and gun shooter action movie. And then the second one came out, it's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna add a bunch more action to it, and we're gonna nerf the aliens. And then you get your foot caught in a bear trap and scream bloody murder, and the aliens were like, oh, is that a noise over in the distance? I guess I'll just crawl backwards over to it. Like, the sequels are making this franchise weaker. It's not enhancing it at all. Oh, is that Desmond Hausen? That guy that about a year and a half ago was bitching that he's not getting any major roles, and he's like, hey, I can't really pay my bills and stuff like that, and was just constantly complaining that Hollywood isn't casting him in anything like that? Yeah, these are the roles you're choosing to take. Maybe that's why no one wants to hire you. He was in Gladiator and Blood Diamond and then dropped off the face of the earth. How does that happen? She looks horrible in this movie. I remember I saw Lupita Nyong'o in the movie Us, and I said, this is the best she's ever looked. She looked absolutely fantastic in that. This one, I kind of hope she has something wrong with her, because she looks just haunting in this. Too much action. Just more aliens do not make it better. Like, they do know that, right? Okay, well, that is the trailer for A Quiet Place 3. First reaction, it looks terrible. Why? Because they said, hey, you know what would be really great? Let's just make it bigger. Let's just put more aliens into it. Let's just make it louder. And, people are going to love it. Because we can't just capture the same magic of the first one, which was just, like I said, a grounded family story about survival where you got to really know and care about the main characters. This one is just, hey, let's just put a ton of action in it, and people are going to shut their brains off and go, wow, this is a fantastic, though. Yeah, not going to be I don't think it's going to be that good, though. I'm kind of curious of what the movies actually made. The first one made over $350 million and had a budget of $17 million. So obviously it made an absolute killing profit in the box office. So I understand why they wanted to make a sequel. Let's see how that one did. That one made a lot less. A little over $300 million. And it cost a lot more to make it. And it wasn't as good. So you went bigger. Obviously it still made money, but you paid a lot more and made a lot less back on it. So now the third one's coming out, which I imagine is going to be probably even more money you're going to be spending on it. And now we're in a time right now where no one gives a shit about these Hollywood sequels because everything now is just sequels and spin-offs and remakes. And from that trailer, I'm not running to go see it. The first time I saw the first trailer, I'm like, wow, this is a fantastic movie. Cannot wait to go see this. I saw this trailer, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'll just wait for it to come on some kind of streaming site or I'll watch it that way. There's really not much to say about this movie positive from this trailer. Like, good casting so far. Desmond Hausen, fantastic actor. Lupita Nyong'o, fantastic actress. Just what happened in your guys' careers that this is what you have to resort to? A third movie in a dying franchise. And is it going to make money in the box office? I have no idea. I would say the budget for this is probably going to be around maybe $100 million. Maybe around that range. So hopefully the marketing budget isn't gargantuan, so they might be able to squeak out a win with this one. But I think it's certainly going to make less profits than the other two. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think this is going to be a monumental success? Is it just a cheap spin-off cash grab? Let me know what you guys think about it.